There is a war happening right now, not on some distant battlefield but inside you. It is the quietest war ever fought, and it will decide everything. The person you are today is at war with the person you could become. And every single day, one of them wins. 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius wrote a warning to himself in the dead of night. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Think about that. The most powerful man in the world believed his true power was not his army, not his gold, not his throne. It was the space between his ears. The world will take everything from you, your comfort, your plans, your certainty, but it cannot take how you choose to respond. That choice is the last thing you own, and it is the only thing you ever truly needed. The Stoic teacher Epictetus was born a slave. He had nothing, and yet he understood something most free men never will. He said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. It is not what happens to you. It is what you tell yourself about what happens to you. The same fire that melts the butter hardens the steel. The event is neutral. You are the one who decides whether it breaks you or builds you. And here is the cruelest trick your mind will ever play." Seneca, the philosopher who advised emperors, saw it clearly. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most of your fears will never happen. You are bleeding today for wounds you have not even received. You are carrying tomorrow's weight on today's back, and wondering why you are so tired. Put it down. The disaster you keep rehearsing is robbing you of the only life you actually have." But what about real suffering? The kind you cannot think your way out of? For that, listen to Friedrich Nietzsche, who lived in constant pain and still wrote like a man on fire. He said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow." Find your why. Find the reason that is bigger than your pain, and the pain becomes a passage instead of a prison. Nietzsche had a phrase for the highest form of strength. Amor, Fati. Love your fate. Not accept it. Not tolerate it. Love it. Every wound, every betrayal, every failure, the necessary steps that carved you into who you are. There was a man who tested every word of this philosophy in the worst place on earth. Viktor Frankl survived the concentration camps and watched everything be stripped away from him. And he emerged to tell the world this: everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. In the darkest place ever built by human hands, he found the one light they could not put out. If he could choose his response there, what is your excuse here? The psychiatrist Carl Jung understood that the things we run from are the very things we must face. He warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The anger you bury, the fear you ignore, the part of yourself you refuse to look at, it does not disappear. It drives. So turn around. Face the shadow. Because as Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." And when the wound still aches, remember the poet Rumi. The wound is the place where the light enters you. You are not a fixed thing. Heraclitus knew this 25 centuries ago when he said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river and he is not the same man." You are not who you were a year ago. You are not even who you were this morning. Every moment is a chance to step into the river new. The person you are ashamed of does not have to make it to tomorrow. So how do you become? Not in a single heroic moment. Aristotle gave us the answer, and it is almost boring in its truth. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. You will not rise to the level of your dreams. You will fall to the level of your habits. Greatness is not one decision. It is the same decision made again and again on the days you feel like it and the days you do not. And it will be hard. People will doubt you. People will laugh. And to them, Theodore Roosevelt gave the only answer that matters. It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So let them watch from the cheap seats. You were not born to be a spectator of your own life. The journey ahead feels impossible. It always does. Lao Tzu, walking the roads of ancient China, left us the medicine for that feeling. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, not 1,000 steps. One. And then Confucius adds the only rule that matters. It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. Now hold one last truth, the heaviest of all. Marcus Aurelius, surrounded by every pleasure a man could want, kept a brutal reminder close. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. You will die. That is not morbid. That is clarifying. Seneca said it plainly. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. The grave does not care about your excuses, your someday, your when the time is right. There is no later. There is only this breath, this day, this one wild chance to become who you were meant to be. So the war goes on. The person you are against the person you could be. Tonight, when no one is watching, when it would be so easy to quit, remember every voice that came before you. The emperor, the slave, the prisoner, the exile. Across 2,000 years, they are all telling you the same thing. You have the power. It was always you. Now stop waiting. Stand up and begin.